Some people think a 30 is perfect. I think a 20 is perfect. And I can tell you that the factories that use it produce better cigars. This is the new bag. Look at that, with the handle.
You fucking came out of nowhere with that shit.
Santana's been working on this for over 5 years, since we started the LCA. This is how meticulous and like perfect everything has to be with this man. Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't that fun? I think it's fun. I can do it fine. I don't need the new equipment. Check this out. I got something, you know Lane Stanley, singer of Alice in Chains?
Yeah.
I got news for you on that front. I'll come back to it. And unfortunately, what happens is after a long time of working with a lot of different factories, you start to narrow down who's actually professional and who's not.
What up, what up? What up, man?
Johnny Taquitos.
What's going on?
He's back in the building. Okay, so look at this, Johnny. So these are bags that we're giving away in LCA shops and on our online shop. So if you buy just like cigars on our shop during the sales. Oh, Black Friday's coming up. We just had our trick or treat sale. That went really, really well. Glad that a lot of people got to participate. But this is the new bag. Look at that, with the handle. You could fit like 30 cigars in here, 40 cigars in here. So 2 boxes of cigars worth. And all you need is 1 Boveda, and you never have to buy a wooden humidor ever again, unless you want to. That's up to you if you want to waste your time. Okay? All right, now.
That's sick,
No, it's cool, right? We have the farm rolled one too. Okay, check this out. I got something, you know Lane Stanley?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A singer of Alice in Chains?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got news for you on that front. I'll come back to it. Keep you guys in suspense here. So I was just taking pictures. Oh, LCA next month. I think this is my favorite release of the LCA of the year. It's the Red Rider. It's same blend, but 6x52 this year. And I'm in love with this cigar. They've been aged quite a bit. I've had these for quite a long time, and they just keep getting better. So I've been kind of wondering when I was going to put it out, but this is it. You have to get this Red Rider. Go to your LCA shop, get the Red Rider. You will shoot your eye out. It's so good. And then this. Santana's been working on this for over 5 years, since we started the LCA. This is how meticulous and like perfect everything has to be with this man. This is 5 years in the making. I've never seen this before. Look, he's got, check this out.
That's a good song.
So these are, if you love Cuban cigars, these are as close to Cubans as you're gonna get. And that's all I can say about that. Well, look, he put the wood in there, right, to age it with cedar, even in the paper box. Okay, and then check this out. Check out what our boy did. I've never seen this before. You open the cigar at the bottom by peeling that off, and it's open. Does that make sense? So I'll give you this cigar. So watch. Look at that. You take that off, and
nice.
it's open.
Nice.
How cool is that? So, and I mean, look at this wrapper. Are you kidding me? So the difference between this and the normal Lumina is this uses a Matafina from Brazil. Also with the Especial and the other tobaccos that are typically used. That is yours as a gift from me to you, my friend. I am in love with this release too. If you are a traditional cigar smoker, SoCal, Europe, this is what you want. This is a collector's item. And
box too, man.
yeah, man, dude, Santana does the best work. And then I'll just go through a couple of things real quick with you. And then, so this is Brian's box. 4 cigars, $28. Age out the wazoo. I don't know if you can see that bronzing in there.
A little bit, yeah.
This one, you know, it's the first release. These are almost gone. This has been, this has been
love
what?
cigars.
Was this 5 years at least?
I love those.
6 years?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have this Oktoberfest or St. Pauli girl. I love that. And then I have the Lumina Lancero Privada exclusive that we did a year ago, I think, maybe 2. But this is that. Okay, so you get to check in on how some of these things are aging. We'll take a little more detail on the, whatchamacallit, on the Rare Club. But this is farm rolled, okay? And there's 3 6x50s in here, so you want to be careful. The way that you're going to know which is which is you have a Connecticut or a natural 6x50. You have a light Habano, and this is also from that factory in Honduras. I have Dominican and Honduran, so you can compare the two and see how they're aging. And then I got the 6x46 from Chico, and I think I have another one from Chico. This is a really good farm rolled for Dominican and Honduran. And again, that's 4 cigars for $20. I mean, it's pretty out there. And for those of you that don't know what farm rolled is me going to the factories and getting you the stuff that they made for other people that just they made too much of or whatever. So, and then some factories actually just make stuff for farm rolled now. Last but not least, oh, we have the Backdoor. Dude, Backdoor this month. Oh my gosh, you ready for this?
Top off the last one.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think I can top it. You ready for this? Okay, here we go. We're going with Espinosa, Comfortably Numb, 1, 2, 3, 4, all in a row. I love these cigars. I love Eric Espinosa. And the fact that you can get all of the Comfortably Numb in one place and try them, all the releases 4 in a row, I'm in love with that. I have an expensive cigar. This is that 1910, whatchamacallit? Damn, the Mexican tobacco, Casa 1910. This company's doing big things. They just got big investors. They're huge believers in Mexican tobacco, and they're growing, and they're from Sweden. Like, they're Mexican, but they live in Sweden, and they come back and forth, and they own some factories, and they're doing really cool things out of San Andreas or Veracruz Valley, I think it's called. I'm a fan. Okay, next, I got DBL. This is the Amarillo. Dude, I'm a fan of this guy. This guy's working with tobacco that a lot of other people work with, and a lot of people get the same cigar, and he's not. He's getting different products, and they're pretty luxury feeling, I have to admit. I don't say that about a lot. I got Dion Giolito in the building, this time not in Nicaragua, but in Honduras, in the same factory that made the 2 farm rolled cigars. So this is a fairly expensive cigar and a well-regarded cigar, and it comes from the same factory that made the 2 that are in farm rolls. Very cool. Factories, in case you haven't realized, that's really what we're about. You know, the brands kind of shunned us in the beginning. They didn't like me, or they didn't like the movement, or it was just too new and they didn't know how to handle it. So they were just like, nah. And so I had to go around them and go to the factories. And then it turns out that those are the people that are really making the cigars. And so those are the people that I focus on. It's kind of like you can go to Starbucks, or you can go to a place that actually gets the beans from the farm and tells you more about them and then roasts them a little more accordingly, not so commercial, that kind of thing. But this is a great cigar. I'm proud to have it in the club, and it's pretty awesome. Okay, next, I have like a 6 or 7 year age cigar. This is the Pier 28. It was the Rabito in box press. Eric Espinosa made this for a guy out in San Francisco. I'm forgetting his name. Please forgive me. He's a very nice guy. Hope to see him again someday. This has been in our warehouse since its inception. Okay? And then next but not least, I have Rainier Lorenzo. This is the Black Friday 10-year anniversary. It's been 10 years of Black Friday. He's made this at his new factory, and it is a fantastic cigar. Bulky thing for the price, really good. And then I have a Lancero that we had in the club a long time called Bow and Dagger, and this is a really good Lancero. If you've never had a Lancero before, you have to try Lanceros. They're just, it's almost like a palate cleanser. Once a month, once every 2 months, you have that Lancero, once a week, whatever. And this is one of my favorite. In fact, I think I'll be smoking this today. Okay, and so that, my friends, is the Backdoor Bonanza. But let's really dig into rare now. Let's go over to my desk, and then we'll show them what's in rare and why it's so special, and what we did, you know, to get here. Because with us, the cigars don't just come from the factory ready to go. They have to be aged. You could show them some of the coolers just in this one warehouse. What we do different here is post-production aging. They're not ready to smoke 99% of the time from the factory. They need 6 months, they need a year, they need 2 years sometimes, okay? And part of that is Bro, these factories are trying to make money. It's a business, okay? So they don't have time to be keeping their whole aging room stocked up with your order. You're not gonna say, hey, hold it for a year. No, you have to do that yourself. And so that's what I took it upon myself to do, is to age these cigars until they're ripe and truly ready to smoke. And that's where we're at. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about the Rare Box, because the Rare Box is always our most special box. It's the box that catapulted us into the stratosphere of the cigar industry and cigar fame, and we're blessed to have this unique product and these unique products. And they come from the coolers, right? So like that's where they come from immediately before here, but then they come from the best factories in the world, and they're designed and created typically, it's like 50-50. Some I find and some I have them make for us based on other amazing things that I know the factories made in the past. And then certain factories need to age a certain amount of time. So everyone went nuts over the Apex release. The Apex release is very special. It's one of the few releases where we do not disclose any information for a number of reasons. I won't get into those, but I had them make a Robusto version when they made the original production over a year ago for the club. And so this is for the club, and this is a Robusto version. You will only get it if you're in the club. Only 6,500 were made, okay? So that's it. When they're gone, they're gone. The Toro will be re-released next year through the Limited Cigar Association and our website. I have something, I was here with Tom Lazuka yesterday. They're growing tobacco in Colombia. I met a guy at a convention a few years ago that also grows tobacco in Colombia and made a Colombian puro, which is extremely rare. I don't think you can find one anywhere else on the market.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah. So Christian Iroa told me a long time ago that he traveled the world looking for other places to grow other than Honduras, and he found that Colombia had like the perfect environment, and he thought that the tobacco was incredible, but they have issues there politically, and he just wasn't able to do it. So they went back 5 years ago and bought a farm there themselves. So that's pretty cool. Colombian tobacco, a puro. Met this guy, kind of a man of mystery, I guess, said Colombian tobacco is the best tobacco, gave me the cigar, I loved it. Came back a few weeks later, a box arrived on my desk, there were more of them. He had them aging at factory. Not easy to market cigars, period. A lot of people can't sell cigars. They can make cigars, but they can't make them sell. That's where people like myself come in, and that's really cool. So we've got 1 year, 5 years of age. I put our band on it and called it Goldbeard because it's a character that I've been working on the back. It's my own, or one of our original characters that we worked on with Aaron Craig, the artist from Australia, brilliant guy. And then finally, I have Raul Lanusa. This is a 1 year age cigar. This is called the Ahorcado, or the Hangman, okay? And this is, it could easily be confused with CAO Amazon Basin, but when you look closely, it's not. It's got basically like a little necktie situation here. And Raul Lanusa, I've said it before, you know, if AJ Fernandez is the king of the cigar industry, I believe that Raul Lanusa is the prince of the cigar industry. And we're the only people that have him right now, and we're blessed to have that opportunity. We're working with him to try to create some awareness. He's just a phenomenal young man that works basically out of his house with his family and friends, and they're making some of the best cigars I've ever had. So that's really special. I'm happy to be able to offer this to you. Let's do a little learn something, right? We've talked about this draw machine behind me. I see it in the screen, right? So this is a draw machine. No other retailer has this that I know of, okay? And if they do, they probably only got it because of us now. They've seen us with it and said, hey, I'll spend $5,000 on a draw machine because, you know, Privada did that. And that's, you know, the way I'm used to doing things. And I love being a trendsetter. That's really cool. I take it as an honor, not as a diss track. Your motherfucker. Wife. Yeah.
You fucking came out of nowhere with that shit.
Get money. First off. Okay, so we got that. You'll have to bleep that. Let's play a game though, Johnny, because I think I'm pretty good at this.
All right.
So a lot of factories refuse to use the draw test machine. They look at it as a break in their long tradition of, I can do it fine, I don't need the new equipment. And it's really becomes an ego thing, and some factories and some brands won't work together because of this, because they won't use this machine. And I can tell you that the factories that use it produce better cigars. That's just, I hope no one gets upset with me in the industry, but I'm gonna puff a cigar and I'm gonna tell you where I think it's gonna rate on the machine. What do you think about that?
Go for it.
Okay. First of all, this avocado, the Hangman, I've never had a cold draw like this. It's like candy, bro. Wait until you, it's almost like grape soda. This is gonna be between 30 and 40. I'm gonna say 35 on the avocado, okay? I got this Connecticut on my desk. I won't say who it's from. We're gonna check out this. Let me dump my, okay. This is just fun. This is just, I'm not showing off. I just want to see how well I know. This is going to be a 25. So we got 35, 25. Let's go through all of these because I'm going to smoke them. I always, before the box goes out, smoke all 3 cigars again just to make sure I made the right decisions and that all the cigars are pretty ripe and ready to go. Okay, this is going to be a 10. This is going to be a 10. Oh my gosh.
Is that good?
This is my favorite cold draw, bro.
What makes it your favorite?
It's got the apricots. It reminds me of Cuban cigars, you know.
Usually apricots for me is dry fruit.
Like, yeah, dried fruit, yeah.
Like fruit leather?
Fruit leather.
Yeah.
But this gives me that, the Cuban. One thing I do love about Cuban cigars, I hate the construction, but Cuban tobacco is second to none. And with a good draw, you get like this apricot flavor. And when I get it out of non-Cuban cigars, I always find that interesting. And it's just a testament to the seeds they're using and the processes they're using. Another unique cold draw, but this is going to be I would say, okay, I'm going to do it. This will rate somewhere around 40. Also, somewhere around 40. So I'm going to say 45 on these two. I'm going to say 30 on this one. And I'm going to say 10 to 15 on this one.
Now, the lower the number, the tighter?
No, lower number, the looser.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's check it out, right? Because the gauge goes like this, so the more it goes, the tighter it gets. So, here we go. We said both of these were going to be around 45 or 40. Okay? Okay, I was wrong. So we're at a 30 on this. Some people think a 30 is perfect. I think a 20 is perfect. Okay? So that's the Apex. Wow, okay, so that's a 30. So I'm learning as I go too, right? So 30 on these. I don't like a 30 draw too much. I think most people expect a 30 draw, but I don't like the 30 draw. I like a 20 draw. I also like even looser draw. You know, Padron does like 10. So I don't know why a lot of factories don't follow that, but Padron does beats to a different drum, and that's why they're Padron. Okay, now let's go into this. This one I said was going to be a 30 or a 35, and this one is going to be, now that I'm calibrating, this is going to be a 20, and this is a perfect draw. Truly a perfect draw. 20 on the nose.
Damn.
This is a perfect draw, and it came from AJ. That's how I know. AJ is always at 20. It's a beautiful thing, man. I don't know how he does it. Okay, and then lastly, I might need to change the gauge for this, but this is going to be like a 10. Yeah, we're at a 15. So I said it was going to be a 15, 10, 15, and that's what it is. Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't that fun? I think it's fun, and I love to learn. But it's nice to be able to know, because the thing about Privada, the thing that makes me different from, you know, some of the legends in our industry as far as brand owners goes, is that most of them only work with 1 or 2 factories through their career. I get to work with, because you guys want new stuff all the time, I get to work with all of the factories. And unfortunately, what happens is after a long time of working with a lot of different factories, you start to narrow down who's actually professional and who's not. And it can be hurtful. It can be, what I mean by that is like there are some people that you're gonna like, but the product just isn't where you need it to be. And we're serving thousands and thousands of people a month, and we get the most discerning cigar smokers. Most cigar smokers come here either new, or the senior cigar smokers, or people that are like, know a lot about cigars already. They're like super hesitant. Oh, this guy's all marketed, this, that. And then they finally, something makes them go, I'm gonna try Privada, and they come here and they realize the cigars are better. The cigars are aged. The cigars are actually rare. They're not just saying they're limited edition. This is it. We make the 5, 10,000 or 10,000, and then that's it. Sometimes 20,000, and then that's it. Okay, and you can taste it. You taste the care and the love that comes with our stuff versus other mass-produced stuff. So, I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be able to serve you, and then the service.
Yeah,
the service is everything. Hashtag We Are Privada. Hashtag We Are the Industry. Hashtag We Are Family. Peace.
You didn't share the good news.
Oh, are you still recording?
I'm still rolling.
Okay, so here's the good news. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Lane Stanley, the deceased lead singer of Alice in Chains, one of the most legendary grunge rock or rock groups of all time, reached out to me, and it turns out he's a member of the club. We've had a lot of unique members of the club that, like, you just wouldn't believe that these people, Super Bowl championship, World Series championship actors, professional skateboarders. I mean, just amazing people in the club. But this was like totally out of left field. So the guy's brothers to Lane Stanley. He's been in the club for a few years, loves what we're doing, and wanted to make a commemoration to the Seattle grunge rock scene and some of his favorite icons like his brother Lane Stanley. And so we're working on a 4-pack.
A 4-pack?
Yeah, so we're gonna make it 3 cigars. The 3 main cigars we're gonna put in the club for a themed Seattle grunge, homage to these legends, right?
Yeah.
And then the 4th one will come all together in a pack, in a box, right? And so you can get the 3 in the club, but if you want all 4 of them, you'll have to buy the limited edition pack. And it's beautiful artwork. It's a good homage to Seattle grunge music. I got to perform when I was a musician at El Corazon, and it's a legendary little rock spot in the heart of Seattle. And Seattle is just a great city that had this legendary moment. And I've really, when I do art on this kind of stuff, like I'm digging into not just the subject, but the subject is in other words, the music, the bands, they're a product of a place, and that place has more than, 10 years. You got to go back 100 years. You got to find out why this place is the way it is, which caused this music to be what it is, and then we can infuse that into the art of, the product that we're trying to put out and the things we're trying to express. So I'm so honored that this guy came to me. He'll be here. We'll talk about the project more in depth, but that'll be out in 2026. So amazing things to come for Privada Cigar Club members.